just making sure everything's gonna work properly today, cause long story short, last night I finally finished the Corey video and was getting it exported so I can go ahead and bring it over to YouTube so y'all can enjoy it Monday. And I started this bitch last night, right? Last night around maybe 2:30 in the morning, right? It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it's still going. It's almost done though. It's at like 92% or something like that. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to disrupt the stream or cause any problems with the stability. So if something does happen, that's why. That is why it is currently trying to export. I was honestly surprised at how big this file is. This file at the end of everything turned out to be like 16 gigabytes. Yeah, I was not expecting it to be that big, but luckily I got the room on the computer and all of that. But we'll talk more about that in a second. Let me go ahead and bring this down. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this started. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode, wonderful episode of Disney Dreamlight. Valentine's Day's episode, wonderful episode. It is our Decorating Friday, and not just that, but we're also getting hyped up for next week's big ol' update, which is definitely going to be a great update. We're all super excited about. We've been waiting a good minute for it, but for now, we got to play the waiting game. So today's fabulous decorating, I think we're going to go back to Storybook and continue on from there. But first, come on. There we go. I gotta do a little cleanup real quick to make sure I got all the buttons since the button event's finally over. So I want to go ahead and clean that up. We're going to leave the night thorns and all that for the update. Also, another thing I want to double check is where are all the pillars at? Because I don't know if me moving the pillars from the little section on Dazzling Beach is going to mess with anything come the new update. Because if we remember correctly, at the end of the ending of Chapter 1, I should say, Act 1, Chapter 1, whatever one, basically at the end of the last like finale, we had to put all those pillars up there on Dazzling Beach, and then open up something, but then Merlin was like, we'll figure that out in the future. Well, the future took too damn long, and people moved their shit. And by people, I mean me. Probably several other people as well, but I know a lot of people kept their pillars right over there. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that...
All right.
There you go. That by the end of all this, it's not going to mess up too much, because I don't have those symbols anymore to inform me where to put each of these pillars at. That's why I'm hoping that maybe that once you put the pillars down and unlocked or whatever, you are free to move everything without any kind of repercussions or problems. Because I'm not seeing the symbols on the ground anymore. I haven't seen them since I put the pillars there and we did the whole door unlocking thing. Alright, let me head up here. Ah, my blue chest. That was something else I was looking for. Couldn't find my blue chest for today. Also couldn't find the one yesterday, but I didn't really look all that hard yesterday. Being that I spaced on even getting on the game yesterday. Yesterday was just bad. Like, when I mean bad, I mean like, I woke up late. So I was already behind. I didn't have a chance to even work on the video before the stream like I wanted to, because as soon as I brought it up, the freaking editing software needed an update. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, seriously, you couldn't wait till after I got the video done to be like, hey bro, here's an update? No. No? But yeah, after that happened, I shut everything down and was just like, alright, I'll pick it up after the stream. And eventually, I did get it done, though. I did get it done. It took a minute, but I got it done. And I cannot wait to actually take a look at the final product. Like, dead ass. I'm super excited for this video. Y'all have no idea. I love the quarry. And I love the fact that I came up with this idea to make a movie version of the quarry. I don't think I grabbed the ones from here. Granted, I did the same thing for all the Dark Picture games, but I love the Dark Picture games. I really do. They're so much fun. And they're fun to edit. They really are. Because hell, if you do it right, you can tell your own story while you edit it. So then you can wind up with a completely new story all the way around. Which I hope everybody likes the story of the quarry, because I am leaning more towards Elise. Hang on, make sure I'm doing my math right here. Okay.
Huh?
Sorry, sometimes I gotta be careful when vacuuming, because I've had that issue where just mindlessly switching on autopilot mode and unintentionally vacuuming up things I shouldn't be vacuuming. I was like, let me make sure I'm doing my math right. I'm not accidentally about to vacuum something I shouldn't. Aha! I thought I saw you here. Wonderful. But yeah, no, I've been having a blast with this whole Dark Picture game, Let's Make a Movie. I mean, slowly the evolution of it has definitely impressed me, because you start back from the ones in October. You know, the original idea was... I knew I saw the second one. The original idea was basically just make a movie version with strictly either the creator cut or a combination of the curator cut with the theatrical cut. And then it kind of went from there, because after I got done with doing all that, I then went to Until Dawn, and there were just some elements of Until Dawn that I really didn't think were needed. So I figured I could go ahead and cut that out, have fun doing that, and making my own little version of Until Dawn. Especially with how ironic it was that the actual movie itself came out at the exact same time I was working on this video. Which completely did not see that coming. Like, dead ass. I even forgot the movie was coming out when I decided to make that. Alright, I think I grabbed all of the buttons. Alright, let's go into the house, drop these off, and head over to Storybook. But yeah, no, it's been a blast working on these, and challenging. I can say my editing has definitely gotten a lot better. Like, a lot better. Like, it's not like the perfect or anything like that, but compared to where I was like last year to now, definitely can see some improvement. Also, it gives y'all something else to kind of look forward to. Instead of just normal gameplay stuff, then you can see kind of my creative side a little bit. Okay, and this should be the last of the button stuff. Alright. Out of sight, out of mind. Oh yeah, what I was saying though about with the Elise thing is I'm going to focus more on her. Now, I do have her in the game a little bit more than Dr. Hill, but it's a bit easier to put her in the game because she is quote unquote a ghost, and you see her periodically throughout the game, you know, her whispering and stuff. So she was a little bit more easier to kind of put into the game than say Dr. Hill. As much as I love Dr. Hill and I enjoyed making his little dream sequence, to be frank, I was right during the podcast. You could take all of Dr. Hill's stuff out, even in the game. Wouldn't really make much of a difference. As much as I love Peter Stormare and Dr. Hill, I just I hate to say it, but when editing and looking at the story, yeah, no, I can concur. Alrighty. Who the boy? Oh, yeah, it would be so much easier getting her involved. I have took some liberties to change a couple of things, mainly. So the confusing part about doing this whole situation was how to do the ending, because I don't like the whole confronting Silas element because there's something problematic with it, and it's mainly the point of it. Alright, so the whole point is Travis wants to save whoever is left in this family, which would be Caleb at this point, since everybody else has either been mauled to death by werewolf Chris or has been taken care of by the other counselors. Well, if we play Caitlyn first before that chapter, I think, where Caitlyn fights Caleb Werewolf in the lodge. I want to say we do that before we go confront Silas up there in that little area from the beginning of the game. And the problem is, what's the point after that? Like, he says he wants to do it for his family. He's like, I want to save Caleb. Well, if we use the silver bullet and end Caleb, what's the point of going over to Silas when, well, the curse is basically done. Except for you, Travis. You're the only one standing. Well, I mean, it's not like a big problem. Problematic's probably the wrong word to use there. It seems so intense. More of a nitpick. That feels more better. A nitpick. It didn't make any sense to me. Logically, it makes no sense. But then even if you swap it the other way around, where you defeat Caleb first, then go after Silas. Or, hang on, let me phrase that. If you go after Silas, then defeat Caleb, well, that doesn't make any sense story-wise, because you shoot Silas and, break the werewolf curse, well, then Caleb is not going to be a werewolf. He'll be human. No point in the final showdown. So Silas has to remain for the final showdown between Caitlyn and Caleb at the end. Hey, I want to do my poppy check. Let me check back here. And that should be the puppy check for right now. But yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense if you were to, do it where Caitlyn was the last and you had to do Silas first. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it just seems to me kind of pointless to go. Now, unless you weren't planning on killing Caleb at the end of the game, then maybe. But then it feels kind of anticlimactic. Like, it feels a little anticlimactic the way they did the build-up, because it looks like Caitlyn's chapter with fighting off Caleb was supposed to be the finale, because hell, I mean, even I think I forget how you have to play it off, but her chapter, if she's the last one standing, her chapter is literally titled The Final Girl. So it makes me think that Brenda Song's character, Caitlyn, was supposed to be our final girl. What the hell was I trying to say right there? I was trying to say girl, but I choked on that. Girl. She's supposed to be the final girl. Okay, I want to make some more of that pathway over here. Oh yeah, with that in mind, I was trying to go in and figure out what's the best way to end the game. And again, for me, I felt the showdown between Caitlyn and Caleb was pretty decent. It's not the grandest thing ever, but they had some great moments, especially with, like, Dylan's there. and they're singing the Hagakori summer camp song. 2 months and you never even learned the words. Eh. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, you had that like really decent showdown, and then of course, then you got the, like the showdown whether or not do you go after Silas or do you end it with Travis. And the only way to technically not go after Silas is, well, Ryan's got to die, and I find the way he dies so stupid, so stupid. Like, and I get the logic behind it because they're originally trying to make you think from Ryan's perspective on that. Do you risk becoming a werewolf? It almost feels like forcing you to kill your favorite counselor. Which again would have made a lot more sense if they didn't cut out a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, no, going through the footage and then finding out some other information out about the quarry, as it came out and stuff. Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff that got kind of left on the cutting room floor because it came out during COVID. Alright, need 2 more of those. Which sucks because there were, God, there was a scene that showed up only in like the 1.0 version of the game where Ryan and Caitlin find Chris up in the attic chained up to the pole or whatever, and he's like, rising up as a werewolf. There's a moment where Ryan's just like, you hid from us all summer. Why would you do this? I trusted you. You took care of us. He's flabbergasted about the situation. And apparently there's supposed to be this whole thing where Ryan and Chris had a relation, not like a romantic relationship, so, get your mind out of the gutter on that one, but they actually had like a father-son bond almost, because with Ryan's backstory, you find out he unfortunately is the man of the house. It's just him, his grandma, and his sister. I think I could back that up a little bit more. There we go, yeah. Beautiful. Alright, let me head over to Scrooge's so I get that thing from up there. Oh yeah, it's kind of disappointing that they cut out a bunch of stuff with Ryan. Like, he got the short end of the stick. Which is sad, because the actor's actually not that bad. I really enjoyed that actor.
Greetings, neighbor.
I want to say he's the same actor in that movie I watched. I saw the TV Glow. I want to say, don't hold me to that, but I want to say that's the same actor. He's good though, great actor. I will say though, there was some issues with editing some stuff with Ryan and Dylan because some of the delivery that the actor for Ryan gave off was just so like, really? That's the take you went with? I want to say it's in utilities. Yeah. About 2 more of those. Alright, we'll leave that for now.
Hey, I've got a job for you.
Oh, yeah, there was just some moments where it's just like the acting was a little dry. There's some awkward moments. Like there was one, I didn't get this scene, but I wound up cutting it out because it's just one of those. Even playing the game, even I'm just like, well, that was just a weird delivery. But it's when Ryan and Laura are in the caves and they're walking across the platform and it collapses a little bit. Ryan jumps first, and then Laura goes to jump, and Ryan's got to save her and pull her up. And when he does that, she lands on top of him, and she kind of like gives him like a weird look, stands up, and goes, "Oh, I could go for a cheeseburger." And he just go, "Stop being weird." And then they continue walking, and I find that like so weird, so bizarre. There we go. So yeah, it's like little moments like that. That's what I wound up cutting out. Just like awkward scenes. Other things I also noticed while editing that ended up coming out was, for some strange reason, there were some moments where they'll be talking and then we'll look at the other character and we're just looking at the character. They're not saying anything or whatever. It's just like case in point, Caitlin and Ryan at the junkyard right after Dylan saves Caitlin's life. He makes some kind of comment. He laughs it off, and then we kind of stare at Caitlin for a minute. Then we stare at Dylan for a minute, and then we cut to the scene where she's like, or Dylan's just like, "Well, I guess our no. I'm sorry. It was he said the line. I guess our escape attempt failed." Caitlin goes, "Yeah, you right." Then we have the awkward stare down, and then we cut to Caitlin just going, "All right, let's go back to the lodge." Like, it was just such a weird, like, so much camera movement. For some strange reason, there's a lot of camera movement. So yeah, I kind of like a lot of weird things like that. But I try to, cut stuff like that out, and I try to add some more information so the story feels good and flows a little bit better. We do have like a ghostly moment with Abby in the basement where I have it, because this is like a scene I somewhat created, because it is in the game, but it's, it's at least talking to the player at the end of each chapter. And the way I made it was, she's whispering to Abby right after the silver bullet thing, because everything's like clicking together. And then she like brings Abby to the past so she could see, what actually happened to her and her family and the gypsies and all that. And then, of course, Abby runs off. And then we cut to Travis fighting right after the fight with Laura, Ryan, and Chris. And then he explains to them that, no, this isn't over. We still gotta hunt down Silas. But the way I edited it, it makes it seem like they have no clue where Silas is at. Like, he attacked them and just fled. So they have been trying to keep this secret of the werewolves. Well, pretty much a secret. They've been trying to keep it a secret. So it's like, I'm acknowledging that Silas is there. I'm acknowledging the fact that Silas is, the reason to what's going on. But I'm not actively putting the fact that Silas is here. That's the mysterious factor. And at the very end of the game, when, which reminds me, I gotta check something out. When I do some editing on YouTube, I forgot to blur something out, which is at the very end. Basically, at the very end, when you're going through how the characters survived and all that, I forgot to blur out the part with Ryan explaining that he survived the night with Silas or whatever. I was just so excited about getting the damn video done. I'm trying to debate on which pathway to use over here. Yeah. Not quite sure. I want something colorful, bright and vivid. We do have a few pathways like that. This sounds crazy, but what about the gold? Alright, hang on. I feel like the gold definitely would work here. It's just trying to find the start placement for it. Alright. Not a bad setup, to be honest. Let's fill this in and take a look. But yeah, I hope that at the end of the day, though, y'all enjoyed the Corey video. I had fun making it. I really did. It was a blast. But again, I'm a sucker for these dark picture games, and I cannot wait to do the directive movie. I think the game is called Directive 8020, which is the new one coming out in October. And I'm excited about that because it reminds me of like Alien meets The Thing. I have some suspiciousness about the story behind it, in a good way, in a good way. Because I was trying to tell Eric about, because Eric knows how much I love the Dark Picture Anthology games. Like, he knows I get excited every time there's a new one released, and I was telling him all about this one, and I brought it up to him, the fact that he actually might enjoy this one. Compared to some of the other ones, he's like, why is that? I'm like, take a look at the trailer. So I showed him, I want to say it was one of the newer, like, teaser trailers that just came out, like, a week or two ago. And he was like, yeah, no, that looks good. That looks badass. Yeah, I showed that to him. And while I was trying to describe the plot to him, I was going through some of the character informations. And one of the character names I found was something about like an alien hunter. So it gets me thinking, are we the aliens who've accidentally landed on a planet we're not supposed to be on? Hmm? That's an idea. Again, just, theories. Alright, yeah, I think the gold looks pretty good. I like it. Oh man, thinking I like shit. So, y'all know Wednesday, I think I brought it up. I've been watching that Love After Lockup show, right? Oh my god. So I finally finished the second season, and I'm gonna be honest, it was a bit confusing because the way they laid everything out, the last few episodes should have been like somewhere else. As in, it was like a where are they now thing, but it should have been right after the initial couple before life after lockup, or marriage after lockup, or something like that. Point is, it was in the wrong place because they kept saying continue on with this relationship on the next season of Love After Lockup. And I'm like, no, I just saw all this. But yeah, no, I sat down, I watched, and oh my god, it got crazy. It got crazy. I'm talking about. Alright, so, where do we begin? So we have, of course, my favorite throuple couple. Michael, Megan, and no, not Brittany. Sorry, Brittany's the other one. Michael, Megan, and Sarah. And I want to hit Michael so hard because he's a dumbass. He's a dumbass. He's just like, he's a special dumbass. So, this dumbass, not only is he having a relationship with his baby mama, who he's still legally married to, by the way. I'm thinking maybe. We'll just have to see. Oh yeah, he's still legally married to his baby mama, right? He's also having a relationship with another girl named Megan. And on top of that, he's also having another relationship with another chick from Florida named Maria. And he's on the show talking about, man, it is so hard to juggle 3 women at one point. But you know what? I have to say, it is nice because when one pisses me off, I could just leave and go see one of the other ones. I'm just like, bro, why are you bragging about this? Why are you bragging about this? Why? Just why? He is too damn happy. But eventually, I think it all ended with Megan. She broke up with him and is focusing on her career now. Sarah, I think she's focusing on bettering her life for her children. She's not going to worry about Michael. She gave Michael way too many damn chances. I ain't even going to lie about that. She gave him way too many damn chances. I'm with her friends like, girl, what the hell were you thinking? Gave him way too many times. Way too many times. like that. I don't want it popping through this end. Alright, I gotta clean up over there. Oh yeah, no, good for the two girls though. Good for Sarah, good for Megan. And at the end, I think Michael wound up picking Maria and living in Florida, which is good for him. Finally, he settled down on somebody. Man was juggling around way too many women. And then, of course, we have my second favorite throuple, which I just kudos. They were the most healthiest relationship out of all of them. Brittany and Marcelo. Oh my god, like that is just hashtag couple goals. I know it sounds very weird to say, but hear me out. She did everything right. The moment she got out of prison, she's like, I want to get my life together. I got to be there for my babies. Marcella was there to help her out and back her up for everything. And they were just working in sync together. It was great. It was beautiful. You can use a little rock trail here. But yeah, no, she's expecting baby number 5. And what's sad about that is apparently she did inform us that she got pregnant pretty young at 14, 15 years old and gave both her babies up for adoption. And unfortunately, the judge will not grant her any kind of rights to see her or any of the kids, her 2 kids, because of her record. But she's still fighting right now to see them, which, I mean, she's not trying to take over their lives or interfere in some kind of malicious manner. She literally just wants to get to know her kids that she gave up because she was too young. And there were some other things I can't really get involved with because, you know, YouTube won't push out the video if I do. But you get the picture. You get the picture. It was just a messed up situation for everybody. So hopefully in the future, maybe. Which, fingers crossed, Brittany. I doubt you ever see this, but I hope you do get to see your kids. Oops, not that one. But yeah, no, they were just beautiful couple goals. Let's see, who else ended up showing? You have, oh god, what's his name? Starts with an L. I want to call him Lucius, but that doesn't feel right. Lucius does not feel right. Lamar, that's it. His name's Lamar. Yeah, Lamar and his girl, they... I had hopes for them, I really did, but then when I saw his little snarky attitude about moving to Utah, I was just like, this ain't gonna end well, baby girl. And I was right. During the Where Are They Now thing, he got locked back up, which we all knew that come the second season. I want to say it was part of the second season, or hell, I can't really remember if that particular moment was supposed to be before the second season, or if that was how it ended for the relationship. But yeah, he wound up getting locked back up after everybody moved to California to be with him. And they all voted on it too, which was a sad factor. They thought it was the best choice. So I feel bad for her and her kids. Let's see, who else did we have that was interesting? Cause there were some couples on the show that were they were there, and it was just like, alright. And the other couples, I was like, I'm here for the drama, man. I'm here for the drama. Tracy and Clint. So, Tracy can't get her shit together, that's all I'm gonna say. Tracy can't get her shit together. Poor Clint, man. Poor Clint. He went through the ringer and a half, because that bitch cannot get her shit together. Like, she literally went through, they had this whole thing, a build-up about her going to rehab, and it was just like, at the very end of the episode, and she left after 24 hours. Like, bitch, why'd you make such a dramatic statement and moment about going to rehab, and then 24 hours later, you just leave? I think she eventually went back. But, man, I just feel so bad for Clint. Like dude's so much in love. He loves his goddess, and that's literally his exact words. My beautiful goddess. I love it though. See who else? Who else? You know, Garrett and his woman. Well, I think we're back in the first season. They got basically Garrett got left at the altar because he was trying to force his girl to get married on the beach. A, she hates the beach. B, she she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. She wanted her father there to walk her down the aisle, and her father just was disapproving of the entire relationship, and that was like weighing in on her and a bunch of other things. So eventually, she was just like, "I can't do this," and she quote unquote left him at the altar. All right. Luckily, we have a few extra foods items just laying around that we can use. Let me just get on the counter out the way at the current moment. I gotta set these tables up. Oh. Alright. Luckily, that shouldn't be in my way. Shouldn't be in the magical word of the day. Alrighty. Actually, I know sometimes I could do it right where I can get it to where if I just like click the button really, really fast, it'll give me a straight line. But yeah, no, that show just got crazy come that second season because of all that drama. All that drama. It was worth it though. I figure out some other couples because I kind of binge watched that entire second season, so to be straight up, some of the couples all kind of blended in together. There's only a handful that really stuck out to me. Again, Michael and his I want to say 3 women in the women of the night, but knowing Michael, he probably had like 20 of them. I don't like that. Thought I would, but nope. Whoops. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out, because I made such a weird thing back here. Alright, so I feel like anything past this point, I may need to go buy some more tables and chairs. Yeah, why not? Let's make some more pathways. Hang on a second. I want to look at the list of the not the actors, because they weren't actors, but the list of the people that were on the show. Okay, first pathways. We need just a bit, not much. Let's see. Let's see. Who are our couples? You gotta love some of these mug shots. You really do. They only got Garrett as like the main cast. I just want the list of the couples so I can look at them. Because unfortunately, the sad factor is with a lot of these couples, I kind of gave everybody nicknames because there's so many of them. So, like, case in point, there's one where this woman, she was dating a guy, two guys in prison actually. She was dating two guys in prison, and I called her Malibu Barbie because she looked like Malibu Barbie. You know, the big Botox lips, fake tans lines. Like, I'm not even joking about that. Like, you could tell she went to the tanning bed and or tan sprayed a lot. But yeah, no, she's got like all that going on for her and then some. So yeah, I just call her Malibu Barbie. Seriously, I can't get that over there? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, see what I could probably do is do it like this actually. Unfortunately though, now that I'm thinking about Malibu Barbie, you know that scene that popped in my head, right? All I wanted for my birthday was a ballerina Barbie. That's all I wanted. You know, her and her little tutu, all cute and stuff. So I was so excited the day of my birthday. I went down, I opened my presents, and guess what was in front of me? Malibu Barbie. I'm not a Malibu Barbie. I'm sorry, I love Adam's Family. I intentionally watched that the other day. Oh, I love that movie though. But yes, no, you had Malibu Barbie with her two beaux, Sean and John. And Sean turned out to be kind of a dick. So was John, but I think John grew on everybody. Didn't grow on me. I didn't like John. Granted, though, I will say, he has some of the best one-liners I've ever seen. And I will say, his episode where he went to go fight Sean blew my mind because I noticed something. I noticed something that was beautiful about that scene. So, throughout the show, of course, there's always constant fighting, always constant bickering, you know, people getting each other's faces. Then we had that issue where Marcelo and Tito got into a fight and the producers tried to step in and the producers got hurt. Well, I guess after that situation, they moved some money around, they got some money, and they hired security. So this was the first time ever in the show we got to see security step in. And it got funny because first of all, let me set the scene up for you. So Malibu Barbie's sitting there talking to Sean. She's like, Sean, I I don't love you anymore. Okay, it was a mistake marrying you. I don't love you anymore. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. She stands up, she starts to walk off, and of course she chases after her, and he's just like, "Oh, you gonna leave me? You gonna leave me? Why you running? Why you running? You know, we gotta talk about this. You know, you can't run." She walks out the front door, and he follows behind her, opens the door. There's John standing there right next to her. He's been waiting out there the entire time. He's just like, "Oh, hell no." So he goes back into the house, right? So then John's just like, "Oh, hell no, either." So he chases after Sean and goes into the house. And the moment he walks in, he just goes, uh, oh, daddy's home. You better pack your shit up. I died laughing because that was the most toolish thing anybody could ever say. The most toolish thing. And I, I couldn't take him serious anymore. I couldn't. Let's go ahead and throw a couple of these down. Being that they're green, they'll look great. But yeah, the moment John did that, I busted out laughing so hard. And then, of course, they started getting into it, and Malibu Barbie standing on the side like, I don't want to get involved now. So that's where the producers came in out with their security. And security stepped in. I had to give security props, because security didn't say shit, didn't take a swing. They just stood in between both these guys like a brick wall. I was so proud of them. That shit killed me, though. That shit just killed me. But yeah, she ended up picking John at the end of all of that, and I was like, you go about Malibu Barbie. I guess pick wherever, pick your hardest choice, or pick the choice your heart wants. There we go. Actually, I think the compost will look good over here with the flowers and stuff. I'm still trying to find other little decorating pieces we could use. Let's see, what other couples did we have besides that one? I know there was one where, oh god, what was his name? What's weird is that the dude looked familiar. Like I know the guy. Like he looks familiar. Great, I know I don't know the man, but he looks like somebody I know. But him and his boo, their problem was Mama didn't like her, and Mama made it no secret she didn't like her, and it was hilarious. Because I remember the scene where they're all at the dinner. They're talking about, I'm so proud of y'all, congrats on, getting together and all this shit. Yeah, she's got goals. And then Mom chimes in with, yeah, she's got goals. She's an alcoholic. Everyone started swinging at that point. Got crazy. Got crazy. And of course, you had Scott and Liz, which we all know how Scott and Liz worked out. Not that well. I kind of want to work on this, but I gotta focus. I gotta focus on one thing at a time. I keep moving from this spot, this spot, this spot, and that spot. Mainly is one of those, I don't know what to do here. I did something cool, but now I'm looking at it like, is it cool though? Yeah, let me go make some more pathways. But speaking of Scots, I'm starting to learn on this show that if your name is Scott, you're gonna have a tough time on this show because we have a second Scott now for the third season, the actual third season now, not the continuation of the second season or Life After Lockup. But no, we have a new Scott, and this Scott is dating a woman who's brought him into her family. And of course she's in jail, but the drama right now is she was supposed to be on a flight. Well, he shows up with a limo in tow, all this fun shenanigans, and she never shows. So she's on the phone with her mother and her daughter, by the way, and her daughter. And it's just like, I don't know where she's at. She didn't show up. She's not on the plane. I've tried to call the people. They told me to call back tomorrow because nobody can answer this question. It's here right now. I will say that he was getting a bit of an attitude there. Like, I'm not even gonna lie about that. It looked like he was really getting an attitude. Like, oh, so you can or you won't do this. Like, bro, okay? Like, you can't just demand things on cue here. Not when it comes to the police department. Yeah, I think that might actually be better. Just leave that wide open like this. Do about right there. Actually, it should be the other way around. No? Well, no, I'm right. It should be the other way around. Alright, come on. Out of curiosity. Yeah, bring that down. As much as I want it perfectly with this wall, it's not letting me because there's something invisible here stopping it by one square. Also, will say with the show as well, there's kind of a theme going on for each season. You know, yet the first initial season which was, you know, just what this show is all about kind of thing. You know, is it an actual reality show? Is it, you know, something made up? Is it bullshit? Is it this? Is it that? You know, it's kind of the first season introductions, all that jazz, the usual shenanigans. Now, the second season, they got a little bit of thing going on where most of it was couples either in threesomes, let's be straight up, in threesomes, or mommy and daddy didn't like them. That was like the main thing was that mommy and daddy didn't like them. And then, of course, because there was so much drama and chaos and bullshit, and some of the couples were just like, a lot of ratings, a lot of high ratings there. They brought them back for Life After Lockup, or Love After Lockup, or Marriage After Lockup, whatever that show is called, the spin-off series to see how everybody's handling life after getting married. That shit. Alright, let's make sure I'm measuring that right. Now we got the third season. The third season's theming seems to be older gentlemen going after younger women. Like, I mean, dead ass. Like, it seems like a lot of the people being picked for this season are older gentlemen who have been talking with younger women. Like, one of the characters, I think he's like 54. I think he's 54, and he's dating I think he said she's 27. But of course, you know, his kids are like, Dad, she's using you for money, you know, she's using you for money, all that jazz. And another guy, he is 45, going after a woman who is 26, which apparently he lied about his age to her, and how many children he had. Apparently, he only told her he had 2, when in actual reality, he's got 6. He's got 6 of those bad boys. And no, when she found that out, she's like, can I get another drink, please? I'm just like, I'm with you, baby girl. I'm with you on that. Like, even I would be like, what the hell, man? Like, I'm not saying lead off with, hey, I have 6 kids, but don't lie and say I have 2 when you have 6. Like, do your own math. That's not too bad. It's slowly coming together, slowly. But it seems, though, that this time around, the parents and the loved ones seem to be getting along, which that's a plus. Like, yeah, I don't know how many times I gotta see the same arguments between the parents and one of them, whether it be their child or the inmates being their child, fighting with their spouse. Like, no matter what, it, some of their excuses is ridiculous. Like, I want to say with the Garrett one, you know, they were making some decent money, but the main thing was she wanted a ring from Garrett. She wanted a ring from Garrett. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need some more tables. Oh, well, you know, I have one just tucked away for this very reason. Let me spread that out a little bit. But yeah, no, she wanted Garrett to buy her a ring, and Garrett's like, yeah, I'll buy you a ring, I'll buy you a ring. But then, out of nowhere, Mom convinces him, no, don't worry about the ring, get a car. Man doesn't have a job, but yeah, Mom's telling him to get a car. How's he gonna pay for this? Mom's like, oh, I'll do it, I'll pay for you. Like, yeah, woman, you're missing the whole basis argument here. The argument was you want your son to be strong and independent, but yet you're over here babying him. And his girlfriend is like, don't baby your son. That's how he wound up in this situation to begin with because you coddled him. And that started its own argument. I want to say it was the Garrett. It could have been one of the other couples. There was quite a few of them where mommy and daddy fought viciously against them. I'm looking at this like I'm probably gonna need some more chairs because this whole one per table is not working for me. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to buy 5 more. Yeah, no, I can't wait to continue on with season 3 though. Like this is a show I'm literally here for the drama. Like I don't give a shit about anything else. I'm here for the drama. Like, this show is just so entertaining. It's so stupid, but so entertaining.
Ah, what a perfect
Here's my
day
man.
for dreams.
Greetings, neighbor.
Gotta say, there's some nice folks around here.
I'm glad there's some nice folks around here, Mushu. It'll be very awkward. There's some mean-ass individuals living here. I will say, though, they ever do a reunion special with Love After Lockup, please bring back Michael. I need to see his stupidity just once more. He was like the most entertaining factor. His whole thing. Because his excuses were gold. Like, I'm talking about, they were some of the stupidest excuses I've ever seen. But they were golden because it honestly made me feel like before these interviews, he would hit the world's biggest blunt and then sit down. Because some of the things that came out of his mouth was just crazy. Like, one of my favorite lines was when he was about that basically cheat. I don't even know. I don't know who he was cheating on at this point. Basically, he was about to have sex with his wife, Sarah, and he was trying to justify it to the camera people by saying, listen, man, I'm like a spy, you know, and if I gotta sleep with Sarah because it's part of my mission, it's part of my mission, man. I gotta do it. I gotta do it because I love Megan. What do you mean you love Megan? You love Megan, you would be doing this shit. But yeah, some of his excuses were just gold and priceless. I loved it. Granted, he's a piece of shit, but he was an entertaining piece of shit. Lamar, I will say, he's a piece of shit, but he wasn't as entertaining as Michael. He actually scared me at some points. I'm not even gonna lie, he scared me. But I will say, his woman, she got a little crazy at some point. Like, she got a little crazy. Like, she's gonna force Lamar over here to live in Utah, even though he doesn't want to live in Utah. And so she took his passport, his social security card, and all this, basically all his important information that he needs to get to point A to point B. She stole it, and then is mad at him for being mad at her for stealing his shit. I'm gonna have to work around this damn bubble. Oh, and the cheating scandals on that show, just incredible. I see the amount of time one or two of them would go off cheating and try to justify it. And then give a surprise Pikachu face when they confront each other about it. I will say though, some of them were a lot better about the cheating, and what I mean by that is they realized they cheated, and instead of trying to deny it, like Michael, or try to justify it, like Michael, they were like, hey, I need to talk to you. I made a mistake. I did this while you were locked up or while we were arguing. And yeah, of course, it's still wrong, but at least they were man or woman enough to come up and talk to them about it. Yeah, I like that. Now, I'm hoping with this new season, though, we have some interesting couples. I'm kind of down for this whole Scott thing. Mainly because his family's convinced he's being catfish. I and several other people don't think he is because I kind of agree with him. Why would someone catfish you, but yet invite you to live with his mother, take care of her daughter? You know, it doesn't make any sense. So no, I believe something shady is going on, but it ain't. She's catfishing him. It's definitely something else. I wish I could get that more, like, in the center here. That's the problem working with this, working with round on round. Alright. Back this further up into the corner. What if we went from this end? Okay. You know what? Let's just move this bubble. We will get plenty of memory orbs as we progress for the rest of the week. I just need that. I just need it out the way. It was like the worst time bubble ever. But hey, we got some more pictures from Wreck-It Ralph. Sweet. Oh, where's that leave me at now? One picture for Wreck-It Ralph. And one's almost done. Yeah, let me take a look real quick. Let's see, we're almost done with this one. I gotta do some more gardening. Digging, watering. Watering's gonna take so long. Mainly because I try to just like water regular flowers and it only really does it when they're like dead or dried out flowers. I don't know, maybe there's a way to grind them out. I'll have to look into that. See, Ratatouille, I got one with one almost done. Beauty and the Beast, I got two with three about 25%, 30% done. One here with one almost done. One here with one almost done. That was so messed up, it's not even funny. Who picked that picture? Who picked that picture? But one done with one almost done. Haven't even got pictures, pieces for these two. One with two almost done. Technically three. If you look at this one. See Elsa with Elsa. Frozen with two, with one almost done. Tangle's got two almost done. Two with one. So again, not bad. I at least got one of each category filled out in 2.5 years on just Dreamlight Valley 1. That's not including Eternity Island or Storybook, but that's a different argument for a different day. Okay, now I got the orb out the way, though. Hang on a second. I need to do some spacing. Alright, let me bring this one over. Oh, no, grab that. Right, and then it should be two here. There we go. Alrighty, let's take a little gander around. Alright, they all don't have to be seatable or anything like that. Alright, cute. Oh, seriously? Nah, I'm thinking about putting maybe some lights here in the corner here. And in here. And I think that's a little too modern for the rest of the look. Well, not modern, but vintage. I may have to go to Scrooge's and get some lighting, but why don't we take a break and do some voting? Since, I mean, I feel pretty good about where everything's going at so far. We're in a good direction. Alrighty, let's see some of these really cool Dreamsnaps. Alrighty, this one's adorable. It's simple, but I like. And this is just a... Oh, it's a selfie with the rug. But the rug is like halfway in, halfway out. I was looking at that, kind of confused for a second. Alright, we'll go right. Alright, a tiny little setup, but it's cute. And then this one, adorable, but create an outfit that helps you camouflage seamlessly into the valley's landscape. I don't really necessarily think 5 really counts, but mm, I'll give them. It's one of those. I want to give them a pass because it is a cute little photo. They did put some effort into it. Yeah, we'll give it to them. We'll give it to left. Alright, this is cute now. Oh, the little snippet in the back's adorable. Okay. And then this one. Ooh. Love the lighting blend you did. Very nice. That's something I've noticed a lot of people have done too, which I kudos to them, like dead ass kudos. That y'all using the filters and the lighting stuff. So I'm very happy to see that. Go right. Alright, this was nice. A little Nightmare Before Christmas one, blending in. You imposter! I'm sorry, that's what Sally looks like. She's like looking at the back of her head like, you imposter! And this one's very cute. Little Snow Queen. You know, I'll give it to right. I'll give it a right. Alright, another little Snow Queen. Okay. And this one. It's cute. Very cute outfit. I love the pink. It's very adorable. But I gotta give the left. And this one's nice. I love the blending. Not too big on the symmetrical aspect, but that's pretty nice. Very glowy, though. Very bright and vivid. And this one, oh, an adorable little setup you have. I love this. This looks so cute. Like, it does. It's simple and it's cute. Oh, I wish I could see the rest of it. But between the two, unfortunately, I gotta go right because they are blending in a little bit more. Alright, not bad with the red and browns. They look more like the rock areas. Okay. And then this one. It's a cute idea, but I can't see your full outfit here. And that's another problem I've ran into. It's one of these situations. It's what do I do? Because personally, I don't want to vote for this because again, it's an outfit challenge, so I can't see your outfit because you're standing behind a bush. It's great that you're blending in, but I can't see the outfit, so we're gonna have to go left. I don't know where Waldo's at. And this one's not really blending in. Alright, skip. Oh, I love the little setup. I just saw Buzz and then caught Hades. That's cute. Alright, the pinks though. Cherry blossoms, adorable. And then this one. Ooh, you're blending in very well. I like that. We gotta go right. I think I have an idea what the hell's going on here. I think they took the picture, okay, you know the little portal that shows up right there by the Dream Castle? I think they used that and just moved the camera around. It's clever, but I can't see your outfit, and you're just a simple selfie, so skip. This, okay. Very cute. Very simple, but cute. And then this one. Not bad. An extremely cute, simple. But both of these are adorable, but we'll go left. Alright, we'll do roughly about 3 more, then we'll head back to decorating. Alright, see, now this was not too bad when it comes to hiding yourself into a bush, because I can see your outfit. I can see where you're going with this, so this one's not too bad. This is one of those exceptions to the rules when it comes to the bush pictures. And this one, adorable. But I gotta get to the left. That was pretty good. These are selfies. Another little selfie. Not necessarily seeing any kind of master disguise on any one of these photos, so we'll skip. Alright, not a bad outfit. Not too keen on the backdrop, though. And then this one. That's cute. It really is a cute photo. Question is, does it hit the criteria? No, that's a sad factor. It doesn't. Create an outfit that helps you camouflage seamlessly. I don't know, because you could really take some of these, like the one with the R2-D2 photo. The reason why I was hesitant is because, yes, they're not blending into the background, say like this individual here. But to a degree, they are blending in with the backdrop because they look like they belong, if that makes any sense. It's almost like a spy thing. It's one of those, if you look unsuspicious, you look like you belong, no one's going to realize you're there. So to be frank with the one on the right, she looks like she belongs there and she's blending in, but she's not quite hitting that criteria because she's not blending into the landscape. So I'm going to have to give it to the left, even though right's a very cute photo. Alright, cute. Love the hair and the outfits. Okay. Seems a lot of us did that with the mask and the furry color thing. And then this one. It's cute, but gotta get the left. And then an adorable little selfie. And then this one, again, exception to the rule because you can see the outfit behind the bush. She's not standing behind a direct solid bush. So we'll give it to the right. Alright, we'll leave it off on that one. Come back to it at a later date. There's been some really good photos, really interesting photos too, to be honest. I've been excited to see how everybody's basically been laying it out. But their outfits and everything. Let's put that over here. Alright, there we go. I don't think we need all 5 of these out. Okay, so what can I do with these? Oh, that's so aggravating. I can't stick it right there. Ugh. Alright, so there goes that idea. come on, work with me here. And then grab this. Alright. Let me see what lights I can craft. Alright, what do we got on lights? Because again, I want to stick with a lot of blues. You know, something for Hades, being that this is his section. So we got that one. I don't want these too rustic. Well, actually... we'll think about that. I was thinking about this one. I mean that the rustic vibe may work over there. See, these are too clean, too fancy. To be frank, I'm thinking of just this one here. Alright, so what? I was trying to see how many I had and hit the wrong button. Alright, so I need to make 3 more, but I only have enough to make 2 because I'm out of ingots. Alrighty, lights. One there. One there. One in this corner. Oh. Out the way. There we go. So that when I say out the way, all I thought was that scene from Hellsinger Bridge. Just, oh my god, is that Betty? Out the way. It pushes everybody. Oh my god, that whole show lives rent free in my head. I watched it way too much growing up. I know it. Granted, that show was so hilarious. That show was just hilarious. Granted, don't get me wrong. The actual, anime itself is pretty banging. Well, at least the OVA. Don't get me wrong. The actual anime itself is fine, but it doesn't really conclude all that well compared to the OVA. Alrighty. Nah, I was thinking about maybe putting a stove there, but nah. Alright, definitely not bad. I wind up putting these over there. let me grab these. I'm gonna do a mix match pattern. There we go. Alright, not bad. Do you think maybe another table and a set of chairs here would be fine, or would that be too much? I think that may be too much. That'd be a bit of a tight squeeze, but... Well, we can always go to Scrooge, buy a set. Worst case scenario, I spent money on an object we use somewhere else. Scrooge, my man! I need stuff and things and stuff.
Gosh, look at all the great stuff I got. I need to talk to you. Good day to
I
you.
need to talk to you too, Scrooge. Alright, I need my table and set of chairs. Have I already passed it? Okay. Well, say. I know I did that last time, but I was pretty good about remembering it was on the left side. Where is that table I'm looking for? There we go. Alright, thanks, Scrooge.
Hey,
You're a real
over
man.
here.
You're a real treat, man. Alrighty, and then I think once we put this table out, if it works, we should just be able to put some decorating pieces out and then go from there.
Jesus.
Yeah, we'll have to do it like that. Don't worry, I'll figure out some way to use the bushes. Go. Okay, I knew the measurements was not looking right on that. Alrighty, let me do a little walk around, see about some poppies. As we all know, I need those fuchsias. Just the one spice. Oh, Well, I got very far now, didn't I? Alright, let me make sure I'm looking at the right spots. Yeah, the plains and Mount Olympus, which, again, here. So I am looking in the right spots. Also, while I'm thinking about it, what critters do I have right now? You're in the fields. And you'll be here in a couple hours. Okay, so we gotta go to the fields at some point. Alright, so I'll be able to feed 2 owls, 1 dragon, and 1 pegasus right now. One vanilla. I feel that trombones. Just 1 vanilla. Womp womp. Okay, okay. I was about to say, like, what did I do with my vacuum? Over here. 1 vanilla. Seriously, dear game law, please fix spawn rate of fuchsia poppies. Love somebody who really wants her fencing done before the end of the year. Oh, that sucks. I may have to figure something else out when it comes to the back end of this fencing. Mainly just because I would like to get this looking all tidied up for the storybook in about 2 weeks. I mean, again, there's no rush or, mandatory for me to do this. It's just personally, I would like to get it done, but the fuchsia poppies are a pain in the ass. And I don't feel like cleaning all that up. Oh, I see him. Oh, I was about to say, where'd he go? Hello, little buddy. Alright, and here is your little veggie platter that you absolutely love. Alright, let's cut through the vine here. Sometimes that brown owl likes to hang out up top. Alright, not chilling back here. Not over here. Oh wait, that was just my bird. I forgot I still have the bird companion out from the picture I took. Once again, guys, I do apologize for how long that picture took. That was abnormally too long. Even I can admit I took way too long to take that damn photo. This is what I get for trying to work with like 4 or 5 different villagers at once, though. Hey! I'll say I saw you. Don't pull a Houdini on me and disappear. Your second husband also disappeared. Well, that was his job. He was an illusionist. But he never reappeared. Well, he wasn't a very good illusionist, now was he? I'm sorry. I watched Clue the other day. It popped up on my YouTube feed for the free movies of the month. And I was like, you know what? I can't just not watch Clue. Okay, like it's in my DNA. I have to. Come on, it's one of my favorite Tim Curry performances. He's
Keep
got
believing in
freaking
yourself.
oh God, what's his name? What's his name? He plays Professor Plum in the movie. Christopher Lloyd. That's it. I mean, seriously, he's got some fantastic actors and actresses in that movie. I was about to say, now where the hell did you go? Alright, now let's go feed our dragon, then we get back to decorating. I hate to take a pause like this, but why I'm thinking about it. It's better just to do it while I'm thinking about it, instead of going, well, I'll worry about it later, because sometimes later never comes. But speaking of later, so now that the quarry video is done, I gotta figure out what the next big video is going to be. I've been having so much fun with my little, like, make-a-movie role-playing thing since the beginning of the year. I'm not even gonna deny that. I've been having loads of fun since the start of the Cyberpunk videos. So I'm trying to debate on what to do next when it comes to which video. Went the wrong way. He's in the wild woods. Oh yeah, he's here somewhere. But my top contenders right now is, and y'all can laugh, but it's true, I'm thinking about Infinity Nikki again. Mainly because it's another cozy game, or last I checked it was supposed to be. But it's also got that little bit of girly aspect that I like. For some strange reason, the fashionista in me will not die. I don't know why. Actually, no, I do know why. It's because I grew up watching Project freaking Runway. Which I'm not complaining or anything, because I love Project Runway. But I blame that for why the girliness in me won't die. I love fashion too much. I'm not seeing the little blue guy anywhere. But yeah, I'm thinking about that one. And I know there was a girl cop going on, and they're not listening, but I'm kind of curious about it myself. And it's just one of those, I don't want to start this whole shenanigans, especially if it's something y'all are not interested in, being that it is, you know, more towards a girly, cozy game. You know, where at least with Disney, you know, it's cozy, but it's not strictly for girls. Don't get me wrong, guys can play Infinity Nikki too, but vast majority are girl players. It is a game aimed at girls. Alright, to be honest, I can't seem to find the little blue dragon anywhere. I don't know if he hasn't spawned it in anywhere, or if he's trapped somewhere. But I can't seem to find the little guy. But yeah, I figure I could have some fun with Infinity Nikki. Like, I was thinking about it last night, and some ideas started popping in my head about how much fun I could actually have with Infinity Nikki, especially with all the role-playing junk I've been doing. So, you know, that was an idea. And then, hang on a second, real quick. Olaf, my man, can you point me in the direction of this cute little baby dragon? Give him a minute. Sometimes it takes a minute for him to process. Other times it goes right over his head. I think this time it went right over his head. Okay. Thanks, man. I'll check back later. I can't seem to find a damn thing. He's here somewhere. But yes, I haven't finished Nikki. But then another game I want to play, but I'm hesitant because I don't know if YouTube's gonna be okay with it. That's why I'm hesitant about it. And it's Corpse Party. I really want to play that game. It's a interesting horror game. I'm not gonna lie, it's an interesting horror game. But the problem is because you're partying with corpses, and I'm saying that in more of a sense of you know, you get brought into a world where it's pretty much you're screwed the moment you walk in. You're gonna die. So people die in very painful, excruciating ways. And throughout the whole game, you're just trying to save your friends and basically stop the evilness that's happening in the school. But again, I don't know how YouTube's going to handle that. Like, if I do play it, how much am I going to have to censor out or blur it? Because I know there are some graphics in there that could make people sick. I think there's some more loose gravel. About as far as I can push it up right here. Yeah, that's an idea I've been kind of like molding around in my head. It's just, I don't know how YouTube would handle that. So I'm definitely going to do some research to see if anybody else has played it on YouTube. If so, what did they do? Because again, I don't want to get my channel like taken down or anything just because I play a horror game. And the horror game showed something inappropriate. And when I mean inappropriate, I mean, case in point, one of the things is in the beginning of the game, you're playing as one of these two girls who got separated from her friends, and she and this other girl get kind of to a spat. They separate, and one girl runs to the bathroom. The other girl's just like, you know what? I need to go check on my friends. She goes in there, and the moment she goes into the bathroom, she opens up the door. Her friend is dead in the bathroom, hung, and they show the picture and everything, you know, because it's one of those text-based games, you know, old school. And they show the picture, and you see her neck stretched out, and her eyes on the rolled in the back of her head, and all that. Like, to me, that's cool. Like, that's cool. But YouTube, on the other hand, maybe like, you can't be showing this here, even though you're a rated 18+ channel. You can't be showing this here. So yeah, I just don't want to piss them off. Oh, there we go. Yo, my battery's low. I'll have to change that after the stream. Was thinking of changing stuff after the stream, being that it is Friday the 13th. We gotta make a mention about this. But happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Happy Jason Voorhees' birthday. Kudos for him for making it another... Wow, how old is he now? One of those questions like, how old is Jason? How old are you, buddy? Oh, you're 56? You look good, man. Well, also, fun fact, it is also my sister's birthday. She is turning 17 today. Damn, that shins a shiver down my spine. 17. God, she's getting big. She's getting old. I'm getting old. Man, I remember when that baby was born. 2009. And your dad's birthday, that's right. It's also my husband's father's birthday. Well, yes, happy birthday to all these people. Especially my little baby sister. She's growing up so fast. She really is. She really is. Yeah, right now her mom and dad all went to go see How to Train Your Dragon. Well, I will say I kind of blame myself on that one because I may have accidentally introduced her to some Universal stuff after I went to Universal. And I started bragging about Epic Universe and How to Train Your Dragon, and then she started asking questions about How to Train Your Dragon, and then I started showing her How to Train Your Dragon. Now she's just obsessed with it. Which is cute. Okay, I remember for me, at that age, I think I was obsessed with Twilight. Oh my god. I was that cringy teenager. I was obsessed with Twilight. I was there every midnight premiere. Well, kind of, because you gotta remember after the whole Dark Knight Rises thing, they kind of cut out the midnight premieres. So when, I think, Until Dawn Part 2 came out, it was at 10 o'clock or something like that. Point is, I was there every day, every time it came out. I had the t-shirts, I had the shoes, I had the accessories, I had the posters, the obsessive behavior of following all my favorite actors from the movie. Which, granted, that generally happens when I just get obsessed with something. Like, I don't just get obsessed with just the movie itself. If I really like the actor or actresses in there, I'll start looking up other things they've done. And that's where I got to know Peter... Oh god, how do you say his last name? Peter Fraccinelli? Is that how you say his name? I got to know a lot more of his work because I really enjoyed him as Dr. Carlisle Collins, so I started looking into other movies he did, and I didn't even realize that he was in an old 90s movie I absolutely adored, and it had Seth Green in it. Oh crap, what's the name of that movie? Basically, the whole premise is they're throwing a graduation party, and this dude really likes this girl. I think her name was Amanda. Like, I could be wrong, but point is, he really likes this girl, and he's been trying to talk to her. I need more pathway. But he's been trying to talk to her and express his feelings of love to her for a long time, and the graduation party was going to be where it happened because conveniently she broke up with Peter Fraccinelli's character because he was a jerk. Like, that was her excuse, that he was a jerk. And throughout this, of course, is all about, you know, graduating, leaving behind high school, relationships, because Seth Green's character gets locked in a bathroom with another chick for majority of the movie. And it's hilarious when they get out because the chick tells everybody who's hosting the party for the graduation. She tells everybody, do not go upstairs. And they wind up going upstairs, and that's how come they get locked in the bathroom. Alright, some pathways down this way. I cannot remember the name of the movie, but it was a great movie. I did not realize that was Peter Fraccinelli until after I looked into it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember him. I remember this movie. Oh, that was perfect. Perfect. Another movie I watched him in that intrigues me, but I'm still very confused to this day. And it was called Angela. And I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know how to describe this movie because... So Peter Fraccinelli, he's in the movie, but he isn't. Let me explain. He's like the devil, right? And we only see him in a handful of scenes throughout this entire movie. And he is very, very creepy. I'm not gonna lie, he's very creepy. But the whole premise is like... Angela's a little girl who doesn't like her life. She runs away from home, and I'm assuming Peter Fraccinelli's character, who's like an angel, I'm having a stroke here. A devil disguised as an angel, and is trying to convince her to do shit. It's such a bizarre movie. I only watched it twice, and it's such a bizarre movie. I actually want to go back and rewatch it, so maybe I can fully understand it, because it's been several years since I've seen it. That's about as close to it as we can get. Oh yeah, no, because of my obsession with Twilight, I got to see some really great movies, especially from like Robert Pattinson. Oh my god, I found several great movies from him that were just either really adorable and sweet. I may need a little bit more pathway, about right here. Like there was one he did that I have where it was one of his younger roles, and he was just a young man just living his life. It wasn't the greatest life, but it wasn't the worst life. It was like one of those slice of life movies. I was like, what was it called? It had like a weird ass name to it. But yeah, I saw that one. I saw one called The Haunted Airman he did, which was wonderful psychological thriller. I'm not gonna lie about that. That was a beautiful psychological thriller. And Robert's a very talented actor. So I always kind of get, not necessarily getting mad at people when they try to downplay Robert's acting ability, and they're just like, oh, you're talking about that guy from Twilight. Yeah, he is that guy from Twilight, but you know what? That guy from Twilight's actually a really good actor. Alright, I gotta craft some more soil. I'm about to call it solid for some reason. Yes, I need to craft some solids. Oh wait, hang on. Gotta refine my materials first. Oh, we got plenty of rich soil. Alright, so we do about 50 pieces. Alright, I think 52 pieces should do it. You want to play a card game? I was thinking 52 pickup. How about 52 knockouts? Sorry, yet again, Hell Bridge lives rent free in my head. Yeah, I think I might just want to complete this. So let's do about another. Let's go about 40 pieces. Never mind, I can't even do 40 pieces because I have no pebbles. I'm out of pebbles. Oh. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I need about 8 more pieces. Which we could worry about that later, because looking at the time, we got about 5 minutes, and I could spend that 5 minutes going, back to the valley, digging up a few pebbles, then coming back here, then crafting the pathways, and then, building it and then calling it a day. Or we could sit down, do a quick little 5-minute thing of voting, and call it a day. And I cannot wait for me to finish that one section over there, so I'll at least have a gazebo to sit underneath. Mainly because I hate sitting in the rain like this. Alrighty. Oh god, you got the double Alice glitch, I see. Okay, not necessarily double Alice, because that was that scene where, remember she split up into two, so you had like Big Alice and Little Alice? Now this one's cute, I like this idea. Go right. Neither one of these are really blending into the surroundings. That will skip. This one's not bad. It's very simple, but it does go with the backdrop. And this one, and I can't necessarily see the full outfit here, so we'll go left. I can't find Waldo. Alright, I'll give you props. I'll give the person on the right props here. They at least try. They tried. I'll give it the person on the right. I don't know where Waldo is on the left. Alright, cute. Now this goes back to that argument I was having earlier about it's blending in with the surroundings, but it's not blending in with the scenery. Because she is, part of the Monsters Inc. world. I'll have to give it the right, since I kind of gave it to the futuristic Star Wars one, we can give this one here. Alright, cute. Use the door. Use the door lighting. Very nice. And this one, an adorable little selfie. We'll go left. See, another thing right here. It blends in with the backdrop. It's a theme. You look like a construction worker. You're right next to your construction vehicle. That's adorable. We'll go right, though. Alright, I like this. Very cute. And then this one. Very cute, but doesn't hit the backdrop, so we'll go left. Alrighty, we'll do about 3 more, then call it a day. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to skip on this set, because neither one of them are hitting the criteria. Okay. And this one. Not bad. Okay, we'll go right. Alright, that's a cute idea. And this one. I like this idea. I like this. We'll go right. And the last one. I've seen, I think, one other person do this one. I like this idea, but they went a little further than the other photo by matching with the eyes. I like it, though. And this one. Okay, blending in with Nala. Give it left, though. Oh, that one's cute. This one. Alright, using the filter. We'll go right, though. Alright. Oh, now it's done raining. Fantastic, though. I'm a little mixed on the pictures this week because some of them have been really, really good. Others, not so much. again, I want to say it comes down to how they keep wording some of these projects because I'm pretty sure it didn't specifically, or let me phrase that. I don't think it especially said anything remotely of blending in with the landscape. I think it was worded differently. It was blending in with like the theme, but I don't think it necessarily said the landscape. I'll have to go back and reread it from last week. Not 100% sure on that because it could explain why we have some like weird theming. So we have like the Where's Waldo, which again makes sense but doesn't at the same time. Then you got the people who are blending in using the bushes and trees and stuff like that, you know, backgrounds, coloring, matchy everything. Which again, a lot of us have done that. And then you have the other end where people are not blending in that way, but they're blending in with uniforms and shit. So I could explain like the three or four different variants we've been seeing of the photos. But again, I don't know. I can't 100% clarify this because I can't remember how it was worded last week. But still, the pictures are nice. I like a lot of them. I like a lot of the creativity. I'm glad people are using the camera modes a lot more. I can't wait to see how all this is going to play out, especially my ranking for next week. But we've had hit the 2 hour marker, so I think it should be a good time to go ahead and start wrapping things up for today. So I hope everybody who has watched, is watching, will watch. I hope you enjoy. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful night. And guys, don't forget, if you enjoy my Disney Dreamlight content or any of the other fun, fantastic things I do here on the channel, such as my Phasmo Duo videos, my other little horror games, my podcast, and so on and so forth, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, all that fun jazz. Especially if you want to keep up to date with all the fantastic and wonderful things I do here on the channel. So next week, expect the Corey video. Like 100% we're done. It's exporting right now. It will be out for you guys Monday. That's 100% guaranteed. As for the next game on the list, I don't know. Because, you know, I have options here. It's just, you know, how do I want to do these videos? Because I'm having fun with this whole RPG role-playing thing I've been doing with a lot of these games recently, and I kind of want to keep that memento going, and it seems like y'all have been enjoying it too. But again, we'll just have to see. That's a story for a different day. So until then, my friends, y'all take care, have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all Wednesday with some more Disney Dreamlight Valley.